After 15 seconds, they reached adulthood and promptly broke free from containment. Several researchers...
There's snow! How do they break... Okay, what's going on with these little snow dweebs? How do they just break through the barrier like that?
Later, in the void.
What's going on, everyone? It's your boy Savvy, and welcome back to the Savvy Show. And in today's episode, we're definitely in the season for this SCP, man. This is SCP-4230, the Snowman. It's a Christmas miracle. And this is from none other than TheRubber. And his clever ass, he would drop it on the first day of December. So, you know he had this one planned out for a while, so hopefully that's a good sign for this one to be a banger. So before we dive deep, just want to say, everyone that left me kind messages in my last post about, my current situation, how I haven't been feeling as great as of late, is much appreciated, and I thank you guys. It takes less than a second for you guys to do that, and you guys didn't have to do that. So yeah, it definitely goes a long way, and I am grateful. So thank you guys for looking out for the kid. So with that all out the way though, if you guys do enjoy this reaction, mind you, please remember to smash that like button for me. We can't dislike anymore, unfortunately, which I think is kind of lame, but either way, if you do enjoy the content, please smash that like button, and also smash the sub button, join the family if you're not already part of it, and then hit that bell so you can stay plugged for each and every upload. And now without any further ado, let's get this show started. Alrighty, the Snowman SCP-4230. It's a Christmas miracle. Let's get it.
Viewer discretion is advised. In the small town of Joy, Alaska, there is a local urban legend about the legendary ice demon. It is believed that if one walks alone in the forest on the coldest days in winter, they will be approached by the demon and offered two gifts. The first gift is not a physical one, but rather a magical one. If this gift is selected, the person will have bestowed upon them the immunity to ice and cold. Of course, that doesn't sound amazing, but for someone living in a frigid environment, it can definitely make life a million times more bearable.
That's actually pretty dope. You basically turn to like a generic version of SCP, just being honest. That would be kind of considered SCP, I would think.
The second gift is a large snowflake in crystalline appearance, around 3 inches in diameter, and does not melt no matter the temperature. More importantly, the snowflake is pure gold. Nobody knows why this snowflake is gold and still almost weightless, or why this is one of the gifts at all. Perhaps it knows of humans' greed. Who knows?
Probably.
Dozens of children from Joy would wander the forest.
Or it's something that you could actually use that we just don't know about yet.
For hours, taking turns to see if they could find the demon and have their chance at getting a gift of their choice. After years and years of doing this, one child was lucky enough to find the demon, Avery Anderson. This little girl approached a snowman-looking imp creature that darted around in the snow. Its red eyes and button mouth watched her as it did so. Carefully, she approached the thing as it stood on its back legs and cocked its head around, inspecting her as she happily began telling it which of the gifts she wanted. Avery gasped in fright as the little button on its face popped off, revealing a large pit of a mouth filled with sharp, human-like teeth, and lunged at the girl.
Oh, wow.
Her friends heard her shouting for help. They rushed towards where she was, and her cries became more desperate and frantic.
So it was a trap. This was a trap. Is this even a thing? Was the whole parts with the gifts cap? Because that would make sense. Because the kids are coming to him. Like, that's a good lie. Like, yeah, pick whatever gift you want just because you found me. Like, come on now. I was wondering, like, why is he even doing this? Just to reward them? Especially if he's a demon? Like, yo, it ain't an angel. Why is he just giving gifts without a price? Yo, he's hungry. This is his way to get free lunch, bro. This guy's smart.
Until a crunching sound was heard, followed by scuttling in the snow. Finally, her friends found her. But it was already too late.
Already eaten.
There she was in the snow, in a tree, in a bush. Her body parts scattered around, oozing blood as her throat was pushed inward with chunks bitten out of it.
Dang, I thought he ate the head. He just mutilated her just to mutilate her. I thought he was hungry. This guy's playing games now.
After her friends stopped crying, panicking, and vomiting, they ran home. Their parents called the police. Upon arriving at the scene, her body was gone, and all that remained of her was her blood soaked up by the snow.
That's SCP Foundation, not the
Urban legends are never to be trusted. Hello everybody, I'm TheRubber. Today, we bring you a SCP Foundation Euclid class object, SCP-4230.
Hey Rubber.
SCP-4230, also known as It's a Christmas Miracle, is a 5-foot-tall, crudely constructed snowman that consists of dirty snow, leaves, rocks, soil, and other earthly matter. This entity can be considered the evil twin to Frosty the Snowman, minus the show tunes. 4230 does not melt, and it is immobile, giving it a very unassuming presence that one could approach without issue. However, when a human or some other animal life enters within 12 feet of 4230, it will then activate its anomalous effect. This effect has been dubbed SCP-4230-1. 4230-1 consists of the complete and total reconstructing of the victim's body on a cellular level, in order to convert them into another snowman similar in appearance to 4230. This process has been noted to be extremely painful, as the body is forcefully transmogrified slowly over the course of a week, in some cases 13 to 15 days.
I was not expecting that.
After coming into contact with 4230, the victim will come down with the classic common cold, and no visual changes are seen other than feeling quite cold. On the second day, the victim will experience bouts of dizziness, shed nearly 85% of their body weight, causing them to have the appearance of having severe anorexia and deathly white skin. On the third day, a new chemical is found in the femur and fibula of the current victim as those bones dissolved. The fourth day will yield pain in their lower body due to all of their remaining blood and fat collecting there. At this stage, they will begin to feel their cells bursting, organs shift, and their body breaking down on itself.
Bro, this is like the worst pain. Like, you're still alive dealing with all this stuff. And it doesn't even say that you die at the end. I'm assuming you live as a snowman. So you're going through all this pain, and now you have to realize that you're just a freaking snowman.
Acute dehydration sets in. On the fifth day, the skeletal system will begin to crack, break, and splinter in order to take on a more spherical shape, causing great distress as bones pierce the flesh.
Distress
After
is an
14
understatement.
minutes, their arms involuntarily raise outward, become immobilized, and undergo calcification. Several researchers asked to be given amnestics to forget what they had seen at this stage, which was granted, and they were moved to another site.
But people
An
just
unknown
seen
liquid
it.
begins oozing out of cracked skin.
Can you guys imagine that? The people just witnessing this went amnestics. I really feel sorry for these victims, bro. This is actually pretty brutal.
In any orifice available, freezing on contact with the skin, and transforming into snow. Other than that, the victim becomes blind and is no longer able to move. The 8th day sees the victim dead, and is now an instance of 4230-A.
Okay, it's dead.
The insides of the snowman contain human flesh, and their rounded skeletal system. All D-Class personnel that have been subject to 4230 have begged for death within 2 days.
That's the worst
Not out of fear of becoming a snowman, but the fear of experiencing pain. As one D-Class put it, worse than the fiery pits of hell could ever offer them.
Bro, I bet. Like, I'm being honest. This ain't fun. Out of all the SCPs that you can be assigned to as being a D-Class, I think this is up there for being one of the worst ones. And just being super unlucky if you get picked for this. Like, god damn.
Till this moment, none were granted this grace, and all subjects became instances of SCP-4230-A. Body hosts that carry small, snow-like eggs that hatch creatures, which then designated as SCP-4230-B.
Little snow babies?
SCP-4230-B instances are extremely hostile organisms, resembling 0.6-meter-tall snowmen with bloody eyes similar in design and identical in function to those of an insect. They are capable of motion and have shown the capability to hunt in packs in order to take down bigger prey. They have been shown to be exclusively carnivorous, hungrily devouring all D-Class and animals thrown into their containment area. One silver lining to these monstrosities is that they will melt and fade from existence after a single day, and do not naturally melt until that point in time.
What?
In order for the Foundation to keep the 4230-B population in check, instances of 4230-A are to be neutralized so that the population of 4230-B stays below 20. Should 4230-B instances reach above 20, MTF Delta 14, or Winter Wonderland, will be dispatched to deal with the threat.
Why? If they're all going to die within a day. If their timeline's a day, that's fine. Just keep them in containment for a day. They'll just die by themselves.
Similar to the creepy crawlies, they are outfitted with flamethrowers and incendiary grenades. However, as the task force found out in an incident, fire does not kill them, only keeps them at bay.
Yeah,
they
won't
can
melt.
only hope these creatures would at least feel the pain. During the accident, 37 instances of 4230-B hatched. After 15 seconds, they reached adulthood and promptly broke free from containment. Several researchers...
There's snow! How do they break... Okay, what's going on with these little snow dweebs? How do they just break through the barrier like that?
And security personnel were quickly overrun and consumed. They ran throughout the site and hunted down in a coordinated fashion.
Little bouncing sound.
Any security officer foolish enough to discharge their weapons at 4230-B were killed immediately after realizing their bullets had little to no effect at stopping them.
Oh my god.
A number of survivors, including 3 researchers, 2 security officers, and 3 D-Class, locked themselves in an office and sent distress signals to MTF Delta 14, Winter Wonderland. Unfortunately, at that time, most of the members from Delta 14 were either on a mission or KIA after a joint operation helping subdue a rampaging SCP-076 Able. The remaining 4 members were Captain Donovan, Sergeant Rose, and 2 new privates. After arriving, Delta 14 entered the building and were immediately attacked by 3 instances of 4230-B. These creatures were quickly sprayed with flamethrowers, but only deterred slightly. The squad recorded multiple dead bodies with chunks of flesh ripped off and most likely eaten.
Jesus.
Organs were draped over furniture and blood-stained the walls.
They're snow babies.
They could hear the scampering of those little demons as they howled, looking for more prey.
Oh my god.
Alright, the survivors are on the 2nd floor. Rose, on me. You 2 stay here and keep our exit clear. Fire seems to do jack against these bastards, so stay out of sight, and do not engage unless you have no choice. They quickly made their way up, and encountered several more instances of 4230-B, but managed to force them away with the use of their incendiary weapons.
Alright.
Eventually, they located the office where the survivors were holed up. The only thing is, there's a large pack of 4230-B instances blocking their way.
Wow.
As soon as the 2 were noticed, the pack wailed and rushed towards them. Not wanting to block off the way to the office, Captain Donovan and Sergeant Rose used their modified shotguns to selectively shoot bursts of fire at the ice entities, so as not to accidentally burn the place down.
Nice.
This method proved successful. Captain Donovan held them off, while Sergeant Rose ordered the survivors to make their way downstairs and out the door with the 2 new recruits. They did as instructed. Sergeant Rose turned to aid his commanding officer, but froze when she saw 3 4230-Bs fall from the ceiling and sink their teeth into his back.
Yo, this is crazy.
Ah, damn it! They got me. Run!
You're still alive, though.
After some brief hesitation, Sergeant Rose turned
just rip him off.
And followed after the survivor.
I mean, you could easily, still survive. It didn't look fatal. Ah, you got me. Run. Like, yo, come on now. You're just gonna quit like that?
The captain struggled to take out an incendiary grenade off his vest. Let's see how you dirtbags like this. Damn it, I was just about to retire. Guess I'll be going out in a blaze of glory. He pulled the pins off the grenades, created a miniature firestorm, burning all the instances of 4320-B, causing them great pain and slowing them down considerably so that they would cause no further destruction until they dissipated. The mission was considered successful, and Sergeant Rose was promoted to captain. Remember to check out my new animation channel, TheRubber.
Well, that was actually really heat. I actually like that. No pun intended, though. This was actually dope because, I mean, I wasn't even expecting, like, the snow babies to be a thing. But they came out of left field, and just seeing how crazy they are, they're legit OD. Like, I'm surprised, like... I just never expected it. This one was definitely juicy, man. I enjoyed it. If you guys enjoyed this SCP and this reaction as well, please let me know by smashing that like button, guys. Let's try to get 100 likes on this one. And also smash the sub button if you're not already part of the family. Hit that bell so you don't miss an upload as well. And also let me know what you thought about this SCP in the comment section below. Love to chat with you guys there. So with that out the way, unfortunately, that concludes today's episode. However, I'll catch you guys on the next one.